Good morning. Wanted to take a little time to speak to you, to tell you how much I'm grateful for you and everything that you're doing. Yesterday evening was bad at about a 60% average. Yesterday, about 60%, and that was because I've been giving of myself. The last few days have really been giving of myself, and excuse me, I took the time out to serve my family and a few of my good friends. Took the time out to serve them and be of service to them, and so a lot of my performance, quote unquote, suffered as a result of that, or my productivity. And that's all right, because in the end, as my cousin would say, my friends, my family, the people who have my good best intentions at heart, it's always good to do for them, because when I need them, in the past they've shown me that they have been reliable people. So I've just paid it forward a couple days, and I didn't do bad on my performance. I'm still pressing that rock, so to speak. I've come up with a solid book idea that I'm working on the manuscript for, starting on the outline, and the book is going to deal with money, business, and relationships and health in an unconventional fashion. It's going to take some of the things that most people know and present it in a new light, because I think it's important that, especially as men, for all of my men that's listening, especially for us, as we make examples of ourselves in public, as we advance in our own personal careers, and as we build out the legacies for future generations, we have to understand that there is greatness on the inside of us. And the book isn't just for men, actually. Just wanted to speak to us just for a little bit, because last night I went to bed around like 4 o'clock. Got up this morning around like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and did my morning routine. And as I was thinking, and this is a conversation I had yesterday, actually. The conversation yesterday was really around personal development and realizing the truth about how this world works. Yesterday, I spent some time speaking about how we spend our time, and how we spend our time is a reflection, just like what we spend our money on is a reflection of, just like what we eat, put in our bodies, is a reflection of the worth that we have, or our own personal belief system for ourselves. It's a reflection of that. And so looking at time, looking at money, looking at all of these things, I'm realizing that the truth of the matter is if we don't accept the fact that there is nothing for free in this universe, then we will not get anywhere. Again, yesterday I spoke, and I took I spent a few moments dealing with how we spend our time and how we are utilized on this planet, whether we utilize the gifts that we have or we abdicate our gifts so that they can be utilized by other people and organizations. There's nothing for free. Let's think about that for a moment. Again, today's going to be short. I have a couple things that I'm en route to. This is the Lear you hear in the background. Definitely in the cockpit. Definitely wheeling and dealing. So what I want to say to myself in the future when I get it at that present time, as this message from the past makes it to myself, that I can make a even better decision about what I spend my money on, what I spend my time on, people that I associate with, is that there's nothing for free. That's the truth. And what I've learned about truth is that not everybody can accept it. This is what makes the difference between what I say people are, the beast of this world and the prey. The ones that are utilizing the gifts that they have and the gifts that other people give them, bring to them, abdicate to them, and then the ones that find themselves being utilized. Is that there's just nothing for free. Let's think about this for a second. Everything that you want in life, okay, that's not what you came here with, that wasn't a part of the equipment that you came here with, cost. Okay, you don't believe me? Okay, put some food in your body today. Unless you grew that food, unless you spent time placing seeds in the ground, okay, and even that costs, because where you getting the seeds from? Okay, but unless you did that, it costs some money. It costs some time. It costs energy. Okay? Let's take it a step further. So we think about the foods we eat. We think about where we laid our head down. When you turn on a light switch, okay, unless you got solar power and your house is hooked up, and then I recommend this, but even that costs, right? Because you got to get the rig, and you got to get people to come over there and check your roof out. And okay, you want to do DIY? Okay, let's do that. Okay, let's go that way. Let's go that route. Okay, you do the DIY approach to putting the solar panels on your house. Guess what? It still costs. Because unless you actually made the panels, it costs you money. It costs money to maintain. It costs money to run the system. And yes, you're going to get money back. You're going to get the rebate, so to speak, but it still costs. Okay, let's say you were born into money. All right, so let's do that. So you were born into money. You have millions of dollars at your disposal at birth. Okay. Guess what? Everything that you're going to be doing in your life will either add to that or take away. Okay, you don't have an unlimited. Yesterday I spoke about this. The truth about life is if we all have unlimited potential. And the other hard truth is that we don't have an unlimited amount of time to realize this unlimited potential that we have. Okay, so even if you had and was born into $1 million, a billion, bajillion, right? Let's make up some words. It doesn't last. And the fact that you have it means that you have to maintain it. Otherwise, the money will atrophy. taxes will eat it up. The government will eat it up. Your friends will eat it up. Family will eat it up. Life itself will consume. It is the all-consuming fire. Okay, so even if you had it like that, it's going to burn away unless you have some process in place to maintain it, to see to it that it grows. I'm reading a book called, I don't want to get the name of it incorrect. It's called The $1 Million Secret That Lies Hidden Within Your Mind by Anthony Norvell. Now, in that book, he talks about the primary things of worth and value can be found in two places. The first is the mind. The second, the earth. He goes on in that same chapter and deals with this whole concept of scarcity and how that is a fallacy, ladies and gentlemen. There is no such thing as poverty in nature. Okay? He says this, and he gives examples about the Amazon and how just the timber alone, the different species of plants in timber alone could build a 100-room house for every person in the world. And there would still be trees left in the basin of the Amazon. He dealt with the deserts of the United States and how if there were some irrigation, if there was some water being directed from the Pacific Ocean, that it could actually be utilized as a place for housing, to house everyone in the United States easily, just in the desert area of the Midwest. Okay, so you have to know that there is no such thing as poverty in nature. And so I say all this to say that if we take a moment and think about it, you will realize, okay, that the only thing that's limited is your perspective. That the only thing that needs expansion, it needs help to expand, is your perception. Okay? Your perception is your reality. And the basis of your perception should be the truth that everything has a cost. So let's deal with that. Let me ask you a few questions. Knowing that everything has a cost, the question becomes, is it worth it? We ask those questions in our behavior. If you find yourself sitting down every day questioning why you haven't received any wealth, but you haven't actually made any decisions worthwhile, you have told yourself, you have shown yourself through the faith in your inactivity that you've built, that your life isn't worth it. Okay? Everything has a value. That's the inverse of saying that there's nothing for free in this universe. Okay? That means that you are valuable. Okay? That you have worth. And it transcends what you think. It goes beyond what you realize. I just told you the two places where the wealth of this universe can be found, that you have access to, is your mind and the earth. Deal with the mind, ladies and gentlemen. Is it worth spending time doing things that are destructive? Is it worth spending money in a way that is destructive? Is it worth being in a relationship that is destructive? If you understand the truth, which is we have a small amount of time to realize this greatness that's within us. So let me make this very clear. Spend time today questioning yourself. What are you spending your time on? Are you building the faith of poverty in your life? Are you promoting scarcity? Do you have that as a central limiting belief? And if you do, take time out to question where it came from and why you allow it to dominate your life. You have value. You have worth. And it is beyond what you think. There is greatness within you. When you need determination and power, you've got it. When you need drive, you've got it. You are a champion, and everyone around you knows that you're a champion as well. If you find your head hung low today, do me this favor. Anytime my father caught me in that state, he would stop everything and he would look at me and he would say, "Son, raise your head." And I would add, you have value. There is something on the inside of you that no one else can do. It's time to tune in, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to take this life on. This is Mr. Ogunlana speaking. Until the next time we speak.